Were the ancient Egyptians and their pharaohs black? Hey everyone, Emmanuel here, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a question that has sparked debates for years. Were the ancient Egyptians and their pharaohs black? If you're curious about history, culture and truth, stick around because we're about to explore some fascinating facts.
Yes, the good old days.
And if you enjoy what you're watching, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and share this video with your friends. You may have heard the reports claiming that DNA tests have scientifically proven that ancient Egyptians were not black Africans. But what if I told you that these claims might not be as scientific as they seem? Imagine someone went to an Afrikaner cemetery in South Africa, took DNA samples from just one group of people and then said, "Hey look, all South Africans are white." That would be ridiculous, right? So how do we respond to these so-called scientific reports? First, let's remember that science isn't just about data, it's also about context. And when we lose sight of context, we risk distorting the truth. Take a look at these ancient statues. Did you notice something strange? Yep, many of them are missing their noses. Now, why would someone go around knocking the noses of all these statues? Well, some people felt that the noses looked too African, let's say it. They looked too black African, and that didn't fit the idea of what an ancient Egyptian looked like. But these damaged statues actually reveal something important. Ancient Egyptians represented themselves with features that are undeniably African. Now let's talk about some historical context. Egypt has a long and complex history with influences from all over the earth, especially during time of invasion. You might have heard of these Greeks who even had their own pharaohs like Ptolemy, but before the Greeks there were African dynasties ruling Egypt like the Nubian or Kushite dynasty. Some historians love to focus on the Greek influence. What about the rich African heritage that came before? Why does that often get overlooked? Maybe because it challenges certain narratives that some people are more comfortable with. In 2017, a group of mostly German scientists published a report. They picked an archaeologist site that used to be home to many ancient Greek people. Obviously, they expected to find many mummies with Greek backgrounds from the DNA they collected. And here's something to think about. According to the Bible, the ancient Egyptians were descendants of Ham, one of Noah's sons. If Ham was black and Mizraim was black, wouldn't his descendants be too? It's something to ponder, especially when you visit Egypt today and see the rich diversity of the people there. But let's not just rely on ancient texts or DNA reports. Let's use our eyes and our knowledge of African history and culture. When you visit the pyramids, when you explore the National Museum in Cairo, you can feel the deep connection to Africa. The art, the architecture, the traditions, they all speak of a civilization deeply rooted in the continent. Today, many people, particularly in Western cultures, feel uncomfortable and disturbed by the sight of mummified servants buried alongside pharaohs. Although this practice is considered unethical by today's standards, in ancient times, especially in some parts of Africa, it was customary for kings and important people to be buried with their servants. My dad once shared a story from his days in secondary school during the 1980s. He recalled that a queen from one of the local tribes had passed away. As he was preparing to go to the farm, he was advised not to go alone, but to wait until an adult could accompany him. He was also instructed to remain at home until the royal family had completed the queen's burial. So, were the ancient Egyptians black? Well, as a black African who is still discovering our continent's rich and diverse history, I think the answer is pretty clear. But what do you think? Let's have a conversation in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and remember, history isn't just about the past. It's about understanding who we are today. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and share it with others who might find it interesting. Until the next time, stay curious and keep exploring. Goodbye.